Now, to get us in the celebratory mood a little bit, let's do a bear down together. In, 1, 2, 3. Let me hear it. Bear down. Did I really just do that completely by myself? Did every last one of you leave me hanging? We're gonna do that again, okay? In 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. Thank you all so much. Enjoy the show.
Arizona. My name is Selena Andrade, and I'm a proud Wildcat alumni from the class of 2014. On behalf of Wildcat alumni everywhere, we want to thank all parents, family, and friends for their love and constant support. Please stand for the symbolic start of our ceremony, the processional and placement of the mace. Our mace bearer carries and places the mace to mark the beginning of a rite of passage that has been honored for centuries. As the embodiment of the institution's authority, the mace represents perseverance and dedication. From here, graduates move on to the next phase of their lives, thanks to the faculty who have led them to this moment.
Good morning. We're excited to see you all this morning. I am Dr. Amy Kimmy Hay, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs in the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. It is my honor to represent the Department of English for today's ceremony and to welcome the platform processional for the 2021 College of Social and Behavioral Sciences Graduate Convocation as part of the University of Arizona's 157th commencement celebration. The processional is being led by the Provost of the University of Arizona, Dr. Liesl Folks, and Dean of SBS, Dr. John Paul Jones III. Followed by the convocation platform, our Associate Dean of the University of Arizona Graduate College and Associate Professor of Communication, and representing the Graduate Interdisciplinary Degree in American Indian Studies, our convocation speaker, Dr. Margaret Pitts, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Studies. And representing the Department of Sociology, Dr. Jane Zaviska. And our distinguished department and school representatives from the School of Anthropology, School Director, Dr. Diane Austin. Department of Communication, Dr. Jennifer Stevens Aubrey. Department of Gender and Women's Studies and the Program in Human Rights Practice, Dr. Bill Simmons. School of Geography, Development and Environment, Dr. Andrea Gerlach. The School of Government and Public Policy, School Director, Dr. Adela Schlager. School of Information, Director, Dr. Catherine Brooks. School of Journalism, Dr. Jessica Redis. Center for Latin American Studies, Center Director, Dr. Marcela Vasco-Neon. School of Middle Eastern and North African Studies, School Director, Dr. Ben Fortna. And Department of Philosophy, Dr. Mark Timmons.
Good morning and welcome. Please be seated. I am the University of Arizona's Provost, Liesl Folks, and I am delighted to see you here today in person. JP.
And I'm John Paul Jones, the Don Bennett Moon Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Today we celebrate the University of Arizona's 157th commencement and the 2021 graduate convocation ceremony for the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. This has been a year of tremendous challenges answered by extraordinary resilience. We recognize the efforts made by countless people at the university and around the world to adapt and to support all of us. Thank you. JP.
Buenos días y bienvenidos. Hoy celebramos el 157 aniversario de la graduación de la Universidad de Arizona y la convocatoria para 2021 del Colegio de Ciencias Sociales y del Comportamiento. A nuestra familia de Wildcats y los graduados que están participando esta mañana desde todo Arizona y el mundo, gracias por su unirse a nuestra celebración. Este ha sido un año de tremendos desafíos. Reconocimos los esfuerzos de todas las personas en la universidad y en todo el mundo para adaptarnos y apoyarnos los todos a los otros. Gracias.
Please rise again, if you are able, and remove your caps for the national anthem, performed earlier by Courtney Blank, graduating BFA candidate in musical theater and accompanied by Russell Ronenbaum.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning, Wildcats.
Before we begin our celebration here on this beautiful campus and this beautiful morning, we respectfully acknowledge the University of Arizona's location on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary land of the Tohono O'odham people and the Pascua Yaqui tribe. Consistent with the university's commitment to diversity and inclusion, we strive to build educational, research, and service relationships with Arizona's Native nations and tribal communities. Well, Provost Folks, you said we would be back in person, and here we are.
Dean Jones, I could not be happier to be here with you all at the Colin Jeannie Davis Sports Center with so many members of our Wildcat family in attendance. To all of the graduates and supporters watching today from throughout Arizona and around the world, thank you for joining our celebration. We have over 100 graduate candidates this morning from the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences, participating both virtually and in person. Graduates, make no mistake, today is for you to recognize your hard work and all your accomplishments. This is a time to give thanks for everything we have and for the people who have dedicated themselves to making our lives better. First, we would like to thank our veterans, active duty, Guard, and Reserve students who are in attendance with us today for their service to this nation. And we can't tell you how thankful we are for the people on the front lines of this pandemic, from first responders to all of you who stayed home, masked up, volunteered, and got vaccinated to keep our community safe. I thank you. We are especially proud of the people whose hard work, adaptability, and compassion have ensured we continue to serve our students and our community. Wildcats adapt and bear down. Thank you all.
And to our governing body, the Arizona Board of Regents, who work tirelessly to lead, promote, and protect this institution and all that it stands for, we thank you for all you do.
Graduates, I'd like for you to take a moment to consider how far you've come to be here today with your colleagues, with your friends, and your family, all enjoying the success that they've helped you to create. This celebration of mastery signifies the culmination of not just years of effort, but a willingness to ask difficult questions and follow the trail of evidence wherever it leads you, even if the answers are unexpected or uncomfortable. With your research and exploration, you have demonstrated an insatiable curiosity which is so important for the world's future. We have seen firsthand the problems that need to be solved, and you have the wherewithal, the intellect, and the grit needed to solve them. When we talk about the purpose of this university, expanding human potential by working together, exploring new horizons, and enriching life for all, we are talking about this cohort. You are driven by purpose, and many of you are looking to make deep changes in our society, in our systems, in our ways of living in this world. When your goals are this big and you are willing to apply such a sharply honed intellectual force to reach them, many barriers will seem small. I am proud to call you fellow Wildcats. And should you ever reach a barrier that seems insurmountable, know that your Arizona family is here to support you with encouragement, with connections, with a grand debate over a strong cup of coffee, or simply the time of day to help you reflect and move forward. JP.
Thank you. Would everyone please be seated? To the parents, partners, children, and other family members assembled here this morning, as well as friends and supporters, I want to say a few words about the advanced degrees these graduates have earned and what makes this day so special. Their degrees are conferred by one of this nation's top 25 public research institutions, and the only institution in the state of Arizona awarded membership in the Association of American Universities, a collection of public and private schools that includes the likes of Berkeley, MIT, Columbia, Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. UA's inclusion in this esteemed body is due in part to the quality of the SBS faculty who taught the courses and directed the theses and dissertations of the graduates we celebrate today. And as a point of pride, each of the disciplines offering the PhD degrees we confer today have by some measure or another a claim to top 25 status nationally. Friends and family, as I'm sure you've heard from your graduate, the relationship between them and their faculty mentors is very special. Like most relationships, things probably started out tentatively, but over time, as graduates had their projects shaped by their faculty, and as the faculty spent evenings and weekends reading and editing papers and proposals or working in the lab, the bonds invariably strengthened. For our part, the faculty, we take pride in helping someone produce a work that stands both on the shoulders of previous scholars and at the horizon of new knowledge. Some of you will have elevated and evaluated a theory in a never-before-tested context. Some will have developed a novel solution to a problem that no one else has solved. Some of you will have written brilliant essays that inspire the emotions and critical reflections of others. Many of you will have become more of an expert in a specialized area than your advisor. Graduates, now that you are in the academic fraternity of masters and doctors, here's something we can finally tell you. While we want you to be known as our student, and while we will write you letters of recommendation and proudly list your name and theses titles on our CVs, there is an academic equivalent to the empty nest. So please, go forth and be successful. Congratulations, graduates, and to all the faculty, thank you for what you do.
Thank you, JP, for acknowledging our stellar faculty. I'd now like to recognize the most important guests of all here with us today, those who provided the love, the support, all of those things that contributed to the success of our graduates. I know how much it means for them to be here celebrating with you today. Graduates, I ask that you now please show your appreciation to your family members, your partners, your children, your other supporters, those here with you today, and those celebrating with you from home.
It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Margaret Jane Pitts. Dr. Pitts, or Maggie, earned her PhD in Communication Arts and Sciences from Pennsylvania State University. She is the Associate Dean of the University of Arizona's Graduate College and Associate Professor in the Department of Communication in the College of SBS. In her role as Associate Dean, Maggie oversees graduate program development, graduate policies and procedures, graduate admissions, and graduate student academic progress through degree completion. In this role, she is an advocate for graduate students and for graduate education. So when she steps forward, you each owe her a big round of applause. As a faculty member, Maggie continues to teach and mentor and advise master's and doctoral students. With more than 50 scholarly publications, she has an active line of research in the areas of interpersonal and intercultural communication, where she approaches the study of human interactions from a positive social scientific lens, what she calls the bright side approach to the study of communication. Particularly fitting for this group, Dr. Pitts conducts research on communication during major life transitions, such as one experiences when they return home or when a life event happens during the aging process. These experiences challenge individual identity and quality of life, and they have both practical and theoretical implications for our understanding of interpersonal and intergroup communication. With her graduate students, she is actively pursuing a line of research examining savoring, taking time to notice and appreciate the small things as a positive communication construct. And that sounds something like we need right now. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Pitts as she shares a few words with our graduates.
Good morning, and thank you. I don't know about you, but I always wanted to attend a masquerade ball. You know, the velvet, the masks, everybody dressed up in their finest and having their names heralded as they cross a threshold into a grand space. Okay, so I didn't know it was going to be in a sports arena, but I'm not complaining. I want to begin with my thanks to Dean Jones and Provost Folks for inviting me to your celebration. And I want to welcome all of you who are here present with us today and those of you who are watching from afar as we envision and enact new ways to perform timeless rituals. And on behalf of the Graduate College, I offer my congratulations to the students and congratulations to the faculty and staff and our families and friends that have been a part of your journey. As a social and behavioral scientist, I study patterns of social interactions that contribute to the betterment of individuals' lives, their families, and their communities. And I want to give a gift to you of the findings of my research in recognition of the significance of this event in the context of a global pandemic that continues to seep uninvited into every inch of our lives. And my gift is savoring. I wish for you to savor this moment for what it is and to seek moments to savor in your future. To savor is to delight, to relish in, to recognize and experience to the full a meaningful moment, a moment of awe, a moment of celebration, even a moment of grief, and to allow oneself to be absorbed and fully present in the moment, and then to capture that feeling, to capture it, to cherish and elevate it in that moment, to bathe in it. And capture it to preserve it, to recall it to mind through glowing reminiscence. For when you savor, you pull the good and the meaningful toward you in this moment, but also in the future. By savoring this moment, you archive it in your memory to draw from later. The more deeply you attend to this moment, the more complete your memory. Each savored experience, like a tiny spark, a single star in a constellation connecting you to you, your lived experience, your moments to be remembered, and connecting you to us, to all of us, like the great constellations we see in our Tucson night skies. I want you to savor this moment, to grasp this moment and pull it toward you through the mindful attention to the present. It's a beautiful May morning. Feel that. The presence and the infusion of local cultures here with us today, languages, movement, textures, colors, sounds, laughter, to impress upon your heart the words of praise and gratitude that you have received and that you have shared, and to recall and honor the words that brought you here, the words that made you falter, the words that made you, you, to witness our breath and our heartbeats united and uplifted in celebration of you, your achievements, your promise, and to feel this space, the emptiness around us, the emptiness within us, but also the undeniable presence of what connects us, the spark within you, the spark of humanity, the spark that compels us to always come together despite the space that is between us, the spark that compels you to be resilient despite the space that divides us, the spark that illuminates you like a compass glowing from within and draws us near. To savor is to bear witness to our human experiences, emotions, to honor the fullness of our humanity, to embrace and honor a resplendent palette of human emotions and experiences. And today we are all here to bear witness to your journey. We attend in collective recognition that you made your journey and your accomplishments during a time marked poignantly by grief and gratitude, uncertainty and compassion, injustice and hope, Zoom and hand sanitizer. And as graduates of the People College, you know the importance of people. Human connection, voice and place and justice. And we as your teachers, your mentors, your peers, your family members, We have watched and listened as you have contributed your voice and made your place through your research, your writing, your representation of the human condition and the human potential. Moments perhaps that you savored with us. We recognize that you persevered. You earned a graduate degree demonstrating intellectual mastery, creativity, and scholarship of the highest order during a global pandemic, civil and political unrest, and rapid climate change. And you did it 6 feet apart. You are tenacious. You are resilient. Do not underestimate the power and the privilege and the responsibility of your voice to make change. The work ahead of you is hard, but it is meaningful. And although our inclination may be to push away from what is hard, I ask you instead to embrace it, to call it near, to savor it, to savor the good along with the difficult, so that you can be moved by it. For when we recall the grief, we honor the love that is also there. And when we recall the difficulty of challenge, we honor the joy of accomplishment. You have earned your place and established your voice through experiences good and bad. And as you move forth from this moment, heed the spark that is within you, the spark that invites curiosity, inspires creativity, and shines a light on what is good, but also on what goodness must be done. Bear the burden and the joy of this spark to guide you on your own pathway, as well as the pathways of the families and the communities that you will serve. And as you chart your next journey, I ask that you do not wait for the worst to be your best, but to signal the best in each of us, to account for all that is good and worthy and valuable in each other, to seek out the best in those around you, the quirks, the dreams, and shine your light on them to ignite their spark, to continue to dare to speak, to show courage in the face of challenge, to be civil, to be kind, to be authentic, and to be present in each moment so that you can savor it. This is your responsibility to bear, your shoulders to burden, but not alone, with all of us as we collectively shelter and shine our light, to savor, to bear down, to dig in, to be still, and to never fail to shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pitts. Before we move on to the presentation of the graduates, I would like to take a moment to recognize this year's Graduate Teaching Award winners. First, Hannah Andrews, School of Sociology, winner of the Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant Associate Award. And Dev Bose, Assistant Professor of English, winner of the SBS Graduate Teaching Award. Their dedication to teaching exemplifies the kind of excellence in graduate education that keeps our discipline strong. Just as they have mentored their students, we will now be honoring those mentored. I am now pleased to welcome Provost Folks and Dr. Jane Zaviska, SBS Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Studies, to present the graduates for the master's degrees.
Good morning. It's my honor to begin the introduction of graduate degrees. The awarding of an advanced degree in an academic discipline is a particularly special honor, for only 8% of all college degrees in the United States are awarded at the master's level, and only 2% are awarded at the doctoral level. We celebrate this achievement by incorporating the long-standing traditions of scholarly dress into our commencement ceremony. This is one of the few occasions where faculty at U.S. universities dress in full academic regalia. The tradition dates back to the formation of early universities in Europe, beginning around the 12th century. The tradition of hooding connects us to the scholars who have come before and those who will shape the future long after we are gone. Due to safety precautions this year, rather than advisors hooding the graduates, as is customary, we will ask all graduates to hood themselves together before crossing the stage to be recognized.
Will the master's candidates now please rise if able? Provost folks, I now have the distinct honor to present those candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the master's degree in the social and behavioral sciences. Graduates, please place your hoods over your heads and onto your shoulders.
We'll give them a moment or two. It's a bit of a tricky process, everybody. You look marvelous. By the authority vested in me by the Arizona Board of Regents and acting upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the appropriate master's degree, with all the attendant rights and responsibilities. Please accept my warmest congratulations. Jane.
Thank you, Provost folks. I now have the distinct honor of introducing the I'm sorry. Will the master's candidates who are here in person please approach the stage while we read the names of those candidates who are watching from home? I thought we were doing the virtual first. We're going to begin with the virtual master's degree students, correct? Yeah. Apologies. Okay. Is there going to be a show? No slideshow? Oh, okay. All right. We'll begin with the master's degree students who are participating virtually today. Crystal Janine Ardwin, Masters of Arts in Library and Information Science. Freya Ann Arneson, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Randy Baltzer, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Terry Beerb, Master of Science in Geographic Information and Systems Technology. Paige Carlson, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Aphar Duling, Master of Arts in Philosophy. Karen Elder, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Caitlin Grace Estrada, Master of Arts in Teaching English as a Second Language. Dana Furbrush Dar, Master of Arts in Rhetoric, Composition, and the Teaching of English. Todd Fisher, Master of Science, Geographic Information Systems Technology. Maria Belinda Gomez Rubio, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Kelsey Gray, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Tanner Helam, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Nicholas Hillman, Master of Science in Geographic Information Systems Technology. Danielle Hochtman, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Helena Herben, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Molly Ingram, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Pei Yu Lin, Master of Arts in Journalism. Connie Lira Saavedra, Master of Science in Mexican American Studies. Zakong Ma, Master of Science in Geographic Information Systems Technology. Jennifer McKernan, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Matthew James Morris, Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Andrew Mullins, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Sarah Nasiwa, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Dara Lee Preta, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Samantha Rosenbaum, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Margot Steinis, Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Shannon Kathleen Sullivan, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Brian Swain, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Connor Villines, Master of Arts in Journalism. Now we will present those students who are the graduates who are participating in person. So should I put on a mask? No.
Which ones have you read?
I've read all these.
And these are now out of order.
The-
They need to be kept in order because we put their names on the video. So do your best to keep everything in order going forward.
There were in the video? They told me there wasn't a video.
It will be kept in order.
Okay.
Keep them in order.
Okay.
As you read them.
Oh, okay. All right. Elizabeth Wheeler, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Emma Martha Morris Luthi, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Erin Nicole Brown, Master in Public Policy. Nora Elizabeth Campbell, Master in Public Policy. Tabitha Munson, Master in Public Policy. Jennifer Joyce Jones, Master in Information Science. Alexandra Palmer, Master of Arts in Middle Eastern and North African Studies. Riyad Ben Amour, Master of Arts in Middle Eastern and North African Studies. Yahya El Sayed, Master of Arts in Middle Eastern and North African Studies. Amanda Bankston, Master of Public Administration. Lizeth Lopez Garcia, Master of Public Administration. Fernanda Ochoa, Master of Public Administration. Clifton Nelson, Master of Public Policy. Reed Wolfgang Peeler, Master of Science in Geographic Information Systems Technology. Tyler Jordan Demers, Master of Public Administration. Andrea Crisantes Suarez, Master of Public Administration. Jesus de la Trinidad, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Jeremy Thompson, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Sebastian Damon, Master of Science in Information. Sing Fan Tai, Master of Science in Information. Samantha Friedman, Master of Arts in International Security. Emily Wessling, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Andrea Grace Stagg, Master of Arts in Anthropology. Leah Guerrero, Master of Public Administration. Catherine Chiraboga, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Sarana Espinosa, Master of Public Administration. Robel Habtetzion, Master of Public Administration. George Alexander Sanchez, Master of Public Administration. Edgardo Ibarra, Master of Public Administration. Lucero Gonzalez Alvarado, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Taylor Goldstein, Master of Arts in Communication. Madison Louise Brown, Master of Arts in Communication. Paulina Medina, Master of Arts in Communication. All right, go ahead. Edita Habibich, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Melissa Ann Beer, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Vanessa Morales, Master of Public Administration. Eberardo Ramirez, Master of Public Administration. Sila Gonzalez, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Marcus Hastings, Master of Public Administration. Haley Dixon, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Paul Kaido, Master of Science in Geographic Information Systems Technology. Okay. Zuhaila Orozco, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Elizabeth Garcia, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Raja Moreno, Master of Public Administration. Ali Fripp, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Sadia Mansoure, Master in Development Practice. Monica Lorenco, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science. Diego Martinez Lugo, Master of Arts in Geography. Sean Madigan, Master of Science in Geographic Information Systems Technology. Marisa Nicole Pisa, Master of Arts in Rhetoric, Composition, and Teaching of English. Destina Antonia Bermejo, Master of Arts in Latin American Studies. Teddy Ana Sofia Revillac Fonseca, Master of Arts in Journalism. Alexandra Perry, Master of Arts in Journalism. Luz Marie Hernandez, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Morning. Congratulations. Mario Morales, Master of Arts in Government and Public Policy. Aaron Seed, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Aisa Bon, Master of Arts in International Security Studies. Tara Denise Clark, Master of Arts in Human Rights Practice. Hi. Sonia Batsheva Kaufman, Master of Arts in Geography. Cameron Harper, Master in Public Policy. Norman Miller III, Master of Arts in Philosophy. Okay. Kevin Vigil, Master of Arts in Library and Information Science.
Thank you, Jane. Congratulations to all of our master's graduates. Please give them a round of applause.
Thank you, Provost Folks. I now have the distinct honor of introducing the PhD graduates. The doctorate is the highest degree conferred by any university. Not only are the doctoral degree recipients the ultimate academic achievers, they will now take their place among the world's scholarly societies, both teaching the next generation of students and creating the next generation of art, science, insight, knowledge, and discovery. I'm particularly pleased to say that Arizona has been recognized as one of the top universities nationally in awarding PhDs to women and people of color.
Would the PhD candidates now please rise if you are able? Provost folks, I now have the honor to present those candidates who have met the requirements for a Doctor of Philosophy or a Master of Fine Arts in their programs of study. Graduates, please place your hoods over your heads and onto your shoulders.
Thank you, Dean Jones. By the authority vested in me by the Arizona Board of Regents and acting upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the appropriate doctoral degree or Master of Fine Arts with all the attendant rights and responsibilities. Please accept my warmest congratulations.
I'd like to start by recognizing two students who are participating virtually. First is Mel Linwood Ferreira, graduating with a PhD in Gender and Women's Studies. Advisor Eric Plemons, and dissertation title, Don't Tell Anyone, a sociocultural analysis of the diagnosis and clinical management of 47XXY Klinefelter syndrome. Next, I'd like to recognize Alejandro Beltran, receiving a doctor in philosophy in government and public policy. Advisor Adela Schlager, dissertation title, Accounting for Corruption, Evaluating State Audit Agencies in Mexico. I now invite the PhD graduates here today to come to the stage to be recognized. Jennifer Stern, Doctor of Philosophy in American Indian Studies. Advisors Mary Jo Tippecanock Fox and Masha Gaiman. Dissertation title, Interdisciplinarity in American Indian Native Studies General Education Courses. Next, Austin Duncan, Doctor of Philosophy in Anthropology. Advisor Eric Plemons. Dissertation title, The Social Life of TBI, the Embodied and Constructed Meaning of Moderate Severe Traumatic Brain Injury in the United States. Dana Dinsmore, Doctor of Philosophy in Communication. Advisor Corey Floyd. Dissertation title, Exploring the Relationship Between Positive Partner Communication and Depressive Symptoms, a Longitudinal Study. Bethany Rose Lutovsky, PhD in Communication. Advisor Stephen Rains. Dissertation title, Networked Parasocial Relationships, Examining the Contributions of Ego Networks and Identity on Positive Parasocial Relationships and Their Importance. Dalia Abid, Doctor of Philosophy in English. Advisor Jennifer Jenkins, dissertation title, Readings in the Literatures of Trauma. Ing-Wen Yu, Doctor of Philosophy in English. Advisor Jennifer Jenkins, dissertation title, Trans-Pacific Dialogue, Constructing Indigenous Identity in Contemporary North Native American and Taiwanese Indigenous Texts. Ray Shui Zhang, Doctor of Philosophy in English. Advisor John Melillo. Dissertation title, Fleshiness and Fluidity, Swinburne in an Age of Media Revolution. Harrison Apple, Doctor of Philosophy in Gender and Women's Studies. Advisor Susan Stryker. Dissertation title, A Social Member in Good Standing, Pittsburgh's Gay After Hours Social Clubs, 1960 to 1990. Tammy Albrecht, Doctor of Philosophy in Geography. Advisor Christopher Scott. Dissertation title, Water Governance in Transboundary Arid Regions, Coordinating Across Jurisdictions and Resource Sectors. Taylor Catherine Miller, Doctor of Philosophy in Geography. Advisor, Stefano Block. Dissertation title, Arts-Led Gentrification and the Curated Image of Contemporary Mediterranean Cities, Destruction and Reconstruction in Marseille and Tel Aviv. Lucia Schwartz, Doctor of Philosophy in Philosophy. Advisors, Mark Timmons and Terry Horrigan. Dissertation title, Living Without Normativity. Hi. Sousuke Okada, Doctor of Philosophy in Sociology. Advisor, Joe Golaskowitz. Dissertation title, Testing the Intrinsic Benefit Model of Signaling.
Wow. Wasn't that an amazing array of titles and topics? Congratulations to all of our new doctorate graduates. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates. As you go forth with your new degrees, may you continue to make discoveries, inspire others, and do your part in making this world a better, saner, and safer place for all. Provost Folks.
As we conclude the 157th commencement of the University of Arizona and the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences 2021 convocation, you may henceforth consider yourselves Wildcats for life. At this time, I invite my university colleagues and our esteemed guests to leave the stage. I ask that everyone remain seated while this happens. Congratulations again to every one of our graduates. We are so proud of you. And thank you, friends and family, for being here to support them.
Hi, this is Professor Dovey from the School of Government and Public Policy, and I just wanted to give you a huge you did it, because I don't know who you are, but I know you had a rough year. And You survived and you got to this point, which means that you have the life skills to do whatever you want. So I wish you a life full of friends, laughter, learning, and love. So take care and go make the University of Arizona proud.
Hi, my name is Kristen Kipke, and I'm one of the advisors in the School of Government and Public Policy for the BA in Law degree. And I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you who persevered through this past year full of all kinds of adventures and everything. So congratulations and best of luck to you in the future, and make sure you stay in touch. We want to know what you're up to. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Adi. You did it, Adi. It's over. Guess what? Time to get a job. Woo!
Congratulations, class of 2021. Congratulations on all of the challenges you overcame, the many things you've learned, and all of your amazing accomplishments. Happy graduation.
Greetings, class of 2021. I am Elizabeth Baldwin. I'm a faculty member in the School of Government and Public Policy, and I want to say you did it. This has not been easy. Think about where you were 4 years ago or when you started this journey, and think about all of the things that you have been through, and you did it. Class of 2021, you have the resilience and the strength to do whatever comes next, and I wish you the best of luck.
Congratulations to our class of 2021, our most resilient Wildcats yet. Congratulations, good luck in the future, and best wishes from all of us here at the School of Sociology.
Hi, my name is Adela Schlager. I'm the director of the School of Government and Public Policy in the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. And a warm and hearty congratulations to the graduates of 2021. To our criminal justice majors, our public management and policy majors, our political science majors, our law majors in the School of Government and Public Policy. You thrived, you persevered, you shined, you did it. And I want to thank your parents and your guardians for entrusting you to our care. We are so proud of you.
Hi, my name is JP Jones, and I'm the Don Bennett Moon Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. And I want to give a big shout out to all our December 2020 and May 2021 graduates. The University of Arizona's College of Social and Behavioral Sciences is the People College, and you are the people who had the most difficult transition over your academic career. And we respect you and thank you for your resilience. Good luck in the future.